أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear students, today we'll read once again Unit 1.2 Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. The same as follows we did yesterday. We covered the first page. Now the next page, page 23. One can quite understand the feelings that exist between the two communities wherever one community is in majority and the other is in minority. So Guys says that in subcontinent there were two communities. One was the Hindu community, the other was the Muslim community. Muslim community was in minority while the Hindu community was in majority. So all the rules and the constitution which was made in subcontinent that went in favor of the majorities and the rights of minority were violated. But the question is whether it was possible or practicable to act otherwise. Otherwise means if the creation of Pakistan was not there, what the consequences had been there, then what has been done? And what has been done? Pakistan, the making of Pakistan. A division has to take place. The division, the creation of Pakistan was inevitable. It was very necessary. On both sides, in Hindustan and Pakistan, there are sections of people who may not agree with it, may not agree with the division of subcontinent. The people who oppose it, who may not like it, but not like, who may not like the division of subcontinent. But in my judgment, there was no other solution, no other solution than making of Pakistan. And I am sure the future history will record its verdict in favor of it. So the future history will pass the judgment in favor of the making of Pakistan. Verdict means judgment. And what is more, it will be proved by actual experience as we go on that it was the only solution of India's constitutional problem. So the making of Pakistan, the division of subcontinent was the only solution of this problem, the problem of constitutional problem of lawmaking. Because in United India, all the laws were in the favor of majority. Any idea of a united India could never have worked, and in my judgment it would have led us to terrific disaster. So united India was a terrific disaster. Terrific means fearsome. Disaster means destruction. Horrible destruction. United India, the concept of united India was a horrible disaster. Maybe that view is correct, maybe it's not. That remains to be seen. Guys says that it will be proved in future whether the idea of making of Pakistan is good or bad. Future will decide it. All the same, in this division it was impossible to avoid the question of minorities being in one dominion or the other. So guys says that our dominion means country. In one country, whether in India after division, in Pakistan, there still will be the main minorities. Now that was unavoidable. There is no other solution. No other solution than making of Pakistan. Now what shall we do? Now if we want to make this great state of Pakistan happy and prosperous, we should wholly and solely concentrate on the well-being of the people. So we should forget the past differences and stand united together for the prosperity of Pakistan, and especially of the masses and the poor. And we should work for the poor people, masses, the people as a whole. If you will work in cooperation, forgetting the past, burying the hatchet is a tool. Burying the hatchet means bury the, so finish the enmity, to finish enmity, to finish all ill will, to bury the hatred. If we forget the past and bury and forget our differences, you are bound to succeed. Nobody can stop us from success. If you change your past and work together in a spirit that every one of you, no matter to what community he belongs, no matter what relations he had with you in the past, no matter what his color, caste and caste and caste or creed. Creed means faith. Is first, second, and last a citizen of state with equal rights. Qaid says that there might be different minorities within the state of Pakistan, whether whatever color, creed, or caste they have, they are after all the citizens of Pakistan. They have all the equal rights. Privileges mean benefits and obligation and duties. There will be no end to the progress you will make. If you forget the differences of caste, creed, and color and stand together to work for Pakistan, you are bound to progress. Next paragraph. I cannot emphasize it too much. Emphasize means stress. We should begin to work in that spirit. In that spirit, which spirit? That forgetting our past, burying the hatchet, and forgetting all the differences. And in the course of time, all these angularities of majority and the majority and minority communities. In the course of time, all these angularities mean differences of minority or majority communities, the Hindu community and the Muslim community, because even as regards Muslims, you have Pathans, Punjabis, Shias, Sunnis, and so on. And among the Hindus, you have Brahmins, Vaishnavas, Khatris, also Bengalis, madrasas, and so on. So Guide says that communities within community, division within the division there is. If we work together, that division within division will vanish. Vanish means will finish, will disappear. All the differences will disappear if we think that we are all the people of one state with no differences. Indeed, if you ask me, this has been the biggest hindrance in the way of India to attain freedom and independence. So Guide says that this was in the subcontinents. Why subcontinent could not get independence, and it had been under foreign rule for centuries and centuries, and there was only one and only one thing, that there were different, that India was divided in different communities, in minorities and majorities, and there were the ill wills and enmity between the people. That's why people from the foreign countries ruled over there. No power can hold another nation, especially a nation of 400 million souls in subjection. So Kai says that in subcontinent, in United India, there were 400 million. Souls mean people. The population was 400 million. And it's a gigantic, it's a huge population. And how could another country, people from foreign country rule from hundreds of miles, thousands of miles from abroad and enter in a country and put them into subjugation. Subjection means into slavery, into their rule. Nobody could have conquered you. Nobody could have conquered. Nobody could have victory over you if you had been united together. And even if it had happened, nobody could have continued its hold on you for any length of time, for any longer. Maybe that someone might have got success to occupy the land, to conquer you, but that conquest might not have last longer if you had stood together. Therefore, we must learn a lesson from this. We must learn a lesson. What lesson? That we should forget the differences of minority and majority. We should forget the differences of caste, creed, and color. We should be only and only the citizens of one state of Pakistan. You are free. You are free to go to temples. You are free to go to mosques or to any other place of worship in the state of Pakistan. So there will be complete religious freedom in Pakistan. You may belong, you may belong to any religion or caste or creed that has nothing to do with the business of the state. So state, for the country, for the dominion, all the people are same. They have the same rights. Their rights, their privileges will not be determined on the basis of their caste, creed, and religion. They will be dealt equally. So the next page, the last paragraph, page number 24. First line on top. Now I think we should keep that in front of us. Now I think we should keep that in front of us as our ideal. And you will find that in the course of time, Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims. Now, so he says that with the passage of time, if you have tolerance, if you forget your differences, if you forget the differences, caste, creed, and color, gradually Hindus will cease to be Hindus. Means the Hindus will cease to be Hindus means their prejudice will disappear. So Muslims will cease to be Muslims. Their prejudice will disappear against others. They will be woven in one net of nationalism. Not in the religious sense, but that is in the personal faith. That is the personal faith. Each individual, but in the political sense as citizen of state. So he says that in this paragraph, Qayatanzam says that Hindus will finish to be Hindus, cease to be Hindus, and Muslims will cease to be Muslims. Not in religious sense, means they will not lose their religion. As religion is concerned, they will be Muslims and Hindus. But in political terms, they will be the citizens of one state of Pakistan. They will share equal spirit, equal feelings. Well, the next paragraph. Well, gentlemen, I do not wish to take up any more of your time and thank again for the honor you have done to me. I shall always be guided by the principles of justice and fair play without any, as is put in the political language, prejudice or ill will. So guys says thanks to everybody in the Constituent Assembly. He thanks to everybody as he thanked them in the beginning for the appreciation of his services and for electing him the president of the first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Now as he is bidding farewell, he is saying goodbye to them with the same words of thanks. But he also is leaving behind a note, a serious note, that he will be guided by the principle of justice and fair play without any, as it is in the political language, prejudice or ill will. He says that there will there won't be any prejudice or ill will in his decisions. Other words, partiality or favoritism. He will never show any partiality or favoritism to any section of society. All the people will be same in his sight. My guiding principle will be justice and complete impartiality. Impartiality, he will not be parting with anybody. He will not favor anybody. And I'm sure that with your support and cooperation, I can look forward to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nations of the world. So in the end line, he hopes, he has good wish for Pakistan that it will emerge on the map of the world as the greatest nation, so that the people will be proud of. So there, it's end of the lesson. And next we'll move towards the question section. I hope that you will go through them and answer the question. The question number 1: when and where did Mr. Jinnah deliver his speech? Here, when and where. When means time, date, and where, the place. What two functions of the Constituent Assembly did Jinnah refer to at the beginning of the speech? Was two functions: functions of law and order and function of making a constitution, future constitution of Pakistan. So there were two. What did he say about the first function of the assembly? What was the first function? To make law and order. What did he say about the second? That was legislative assembly, to make some law for the country. What legacy does M.A. Jinnah refer to in his speech? Legacy. What legacy means? What was the thing that came in subcontinent from the past? The corruption of bribery and favoritism, nepotism, jobbery. What are the Kai's views about the division of India? Kai says the division, some people were against, and among the ranks of Hindus and the Muslims. There were the people who were against the division of the subcontinent. But Kai says once Pakistan has been chalked on the map of the world, now it is binding for everybody to respect its laws and regulations, and they should be loyal to this newborn country. And also they should forget their differences of minority and majority based on caste, creed, and color. They forget their differences, stand together, be united, and there will be progress there. What does he say about, next question number 7? What does he say about the minorities? He says that minorities, they're in subcontinent, there were minorities and majorities, but after the division still there are minorities within minorities, even in India and in Pakistan. And again they will have to forget all these differences and stand together. What kind of freedom does M.A. Jinnah envision for the people in general? He envisions the freedom of all rights, all the privileges, the freedom of religious practices. They are free to go to temple, they are free to go to mosque, they are free to go to their worship places. They are all the citizens of Pakistan. So you can go see through the lesson and answer these questions. Till next time, Allah Hafiz, best of luck.